Welcome to TPW Takedown, Episode 8 on the Shadowed City Podcast. I am your host, Larry, waiting upon my host. Tonight was an emotional show. Not only was it Vixen's Flames, but it was also a send-off for Wolfina and Alex. This company was made in their vision around them, and it was based around Alex, a gladiator. And who knows what they're going to do for the future, but I guarantee tonight will not be the last night we see them, but we will see them around in some capacity. Welcome, Vile and Chaotica. I do hope everybody's having a great day. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. The show is a banger from start to finish. And if y'all missed it, go check it out on Twitch, or it will possibly be loaded to YouTube possibly tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow, but this Saturday, tomorrow, will be Battle Lines, the all-women's pay-per-view.
Hello.
Hello. Are you outside?
I am not.
Okay, it almost sounds like something's going on in the background, but it almost sounds like you're outside.
I have a fan going to circulate some air in here. We got the front door open, and we got little peepers that are hatching now.
Oh.
So,
like they're literally like hatching, like as we're talking, like they're coming out of the egg.
well, we've got 3 of them out and a few more pipped, so they may hatch during the show. Who knows?
Also, you are coming in a little bit fuzzy, so I don't know if it's because you're too close to the fan. I can hear some words that you were saying, but then it kind of like cut.
Well, I was having trouble on Twitch earlier. Is this a little bit better?
Yes. What was going on with Twitch?
It kept freezing up on me. It may be my phone. Let me restart my phone and come back in and see if that'll help.
All right. While we wait on him, welcome Susie. She was in action tonight. Chaotica was in action tonight. All ladies put on an impressive showing. The ladies showing why they are tough, and this foundation of TPW is based around them. And one of my co-hosts is restarting his phone. How's everybody doing? How do you guys enjoy the show? You guys ready for tomorrow, the all-women's pay-per-view for TPW? Battle Lines. Hello.
Check 1, 2. Everything good?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. If anything does change with that, I'll let you know.
Okay. So we'll wait.
How this show is basically not just only a going home show for the ladies pay-per-view tomorrow, but this was also a tribute / like goodbye show for Wapita and Alex.
Yes. But I figure we'll wait a few minutes, let a few people get in here and take care of housekeeping first.
Okay. Sounds good. Also, I do want to shout out, I think we all like, this is not me in character for when I say this, R.I.P. Chuck Norris.
Yes. Chuck Norris, well known throughout the entire world, I would say, and even in the wrestling world. He was a guest at Survivor Series 1994 when he was the special enforcer in, I believe it was Yokozuna versus Taker's casket match. Was that right?
You are correct. You are spot on.
Okay. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one where everybody came out and attacked Taker towards the end, and he floated off the Titantron into the heavens and came back, I believe, later that year or the beginning of the next year with his purple and black mortician outfit gimmick and whatnot. I believe is that one. Eddie, you might can verify that for me.
Oh, Larry can, Eddie can at the moment. He's doing his own thing, but
you know what I mean.
I would have to say, I think you are correct. I think you are correct because that's, like you said, there was a lot of people that came out. It was all the heels per se at that time. You had like Bam Bam Bigelow. You had
we saw Bam Bam. We saw Jeff Jarrett. We saw Justin Hawk Bradshaw, aka JBL. We saw several others in there. I believe maybe Kama Mustafa at the time, which later became Godfather. I believe he was one of them.
Bradshaw was, I thought he did not come in until like 97 or 96.
No, he came in as Bradshaw in 97 as part of the Acolytes, but he was Justin Hawk Bradshaw years prior.
I don't remember it being in 1994 when he first came in, though. I don't remember him being there in 94.
He was. He was kind of doing a outlaw western gimmick. I believe in that particular instance he was wearing red trunks, a fringe sort of vest, and he had long hair, and I believe he had that handlebar mustache going on, but he was going as Justin Hawk Bradshaw at the time.
I remember he was going by that, but I don't remember it being in 1994, though. I'm really kind of like, I thought he came in like 95 or 96 as that gimmick.
94.
And Barry Windham was his tag team partner.
We'll get the details straight later. I think I'm right on that. I'm pretty sure Justin Hawk Bradshaw was one of them. And if he wasn't, if it wasn't him in 94, it may have been later on when Taker and Mankind fought each other in the Buried Alive match, and something similar happened.
It did come around like later, because 94, you saw, when we were talking about people that came out there, I believe the Head Shrinkers came out as well.
I'd have to go back and watch it. Yeah. But we've got several people in here now, and I'm sure if we link the video, people will watch it. I think we should go ahead and take care of the housekeeping business, which you talked to me about this morning.
I want to talk about that after the show. I feel like that needs to be addressed after the whole, we're done going over stuff.
Okay.
Because I'm going to not like go off, but I'll say some things that might, that's just me expressing, so we'll do that after the show's over.
Okay. But everybody who's in here, try to get other people in here so they can hear this show, especially what we're going to talk about at the end, because it's very important, actually.
Well said. Welcome, KD. Hope you are having a great Friday. How's your Friday, Carrie?
It's been good, actually. I'm a little tired. Had to get up early for that interview, which went well, as everybody knows. And I just got done cooking supper. I was cooking supper during the second half of the stream, so forgive me if I didn't see a bunch of details on that. I was cooking burgers.
What was the last match you saw before you started cooking?
I saw I'm looking at the wrong card. I started cooking right when Domina versus Case was happening.
Okay, so that was
I was getting ingredients gathered when Mazikeen and Anomaly was going off. So, and I was watching and whatnot, but finding particular details and stuff I might be sketchy on. So, everybody forgive me on that.
At least you're honest about it, like, you know.
I mean, when I'm cooking, I'm kind of focused on food.
Details, you know? Yeah. How do you guys eat your burgers with anything on them, or do you guys eat plain burgers? Just curious, my curiosity.
It depends on our mood and what we have on hand. In this case, we didn't have many condiments on hand and stuff, so we had cheeseburgers, and I put mayo and dill relish in substitution for dill pickles for the boss lady to ask for me, and I do this quite often. I have ranch on my burgers and onions. I would typically have tomato and lettuce if I've got it on that burger too. So we make do with what we have.
Do what you got, indeed. And Katie sent the link for us. Thank you, Katie. And he's sipping on his Katie Cola watching. And I would imagine his son, El Kane, is not far behind. And he's happy that Facebook finally notified him about this. We're happy that happened.
Yeah. KD, I want you to send me a case of your Katie Cola.
I think it's fitting we could get started on what happened in the show, yes?
Unless you want to talk more about Chuck Norris, I know him mostly from the Bruce Lee movies where Bruce Lee faced him and whatnot, and obviously Chuck was scripted to lose in that because, you know, Bruce Lee's the hero in those movies, or the protagonist. And I know him from Walker, Texas Ranger. He did really good there. Most people know him from that series. Other than that, I didn't really watch him much, but I do know of him, if that makes sense.
I
of course,
get it.
Growing up, I didn't watch a lot of TV anyway. I was playing video games, playing guitar, etc., etc.
Yes, indeed. And welcome, J-Mac. Welcome, Billy. Chuck was he was a hero to many people. I know many of, like my brother, one of my brothers at least, he really loved Chuck Norris, and he always wanted to go meet him. And when he found out the news today, he was devastated. And I saw Chuck Norris in a lot of like action type roles was most of the time what I saw him in. I can't really recall a movie that I watched with him where it was like did not have some kind of action in it, if that makes sense. And then gosh, he had like his own, like, you know how they have like Rambo and Terminator and stuff, like all those like action movies with the same like person, right? What was his I forget the name of the movies that he had was like a series about him like a soldier. I think it was Commando, I believe.
That would be a Billy question, but while he's pondering that, I have what I think is a Chuck Norris story. When I was young, Mom would take my brother and myself camping at times, and we had a camper up at Buchanan's Resort, or around that area. And, of course, in this area, not far from the campgrounds that we were at, Hank Williams Jr. has his mansion up there and stuff. But during this time, I think Chuck was filming a movie or something, and we saw, my mom had a purple Ford Probe at the time, real sporty car, and we saw a tour bus going by, and it had Chuck Norris's picture on the side, and all of a sudden we hear the bus honk at us, and we see a hand out waving at us. So, and Mom swears up and down she believes it was Chuck Norris. We never saw his face, but considering what was going on, it might have been.
That's awesome. And Billy said, I'm watching Delta Force as we speak, and he said it was the Delta Force Missing in Action series. Now I remember that. Yes. He also appeared in Expendable. I forget the name of the karate movie he was in, but he was like this kid was inspired by him, and every time he would go into his sleep, he'd always dream about fighting alongside Chuck Norris. And my dad would always say the expression, "Look at that, Harood! You are Harood of the Takiguro Dojo." But yeah, Chuck Norris was an inspiration to many, and like you said, he's been on WWE and a bunch of other like stuff within our culture. Thank you, Billy. His sidekicks, and he made an impact that can never be duplicated. I feel like a lot of people told me, "Wow, I'm shocked that he actually got." And I'm like, "Bro, it was out of nowhere too." Because my buddy was like, "Good thing we still have Chuck Norris alive." And then when I woke up, I found out that he was dead. I was like, "Shit, man, that was just karma at its finest."
Yeah, you know, you've made a name for yourself if people literally created a meme just for you. You know, that was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful that I haven't seen as many Chuck Norris jokes as I thought I would about his passing. People are being respectful, I think, about this, and I hoped they would. Because if people just started spitting memes, because he passed away, that to me that is distasteful. You don't crack jokes about someone's recent passing, and I made a post earlier about this. I had heard about him being hospitalized in Hawaii, and even though they haven't given the reason for his death, they are keeping that under wraps. I believe it was probably either a heart attack or a stroke, because he was 86. So, the man lived a long life, and he was healthy the biggest part of his life. He stayed working out, stayed active. But a heart attack and a stroke, it can happen out of nowhere. And this was
a lot of people say... Oh, continue, sorry.
Yeah, this was so sudden and hit so fast. I think that's the only thing it could be.
A lot of people say Chuck Norris is overrated, but in reality is actually the most realistic on school. I mean, all those moves, you see him doing karate moves, and I know because I used to study his style, says Billy. And he was a real-life karate expert and martial artist. Like, he came down, I've never done karate or anything like that myself. Never been inspiration to become a pro wrestler. Pro wrestling person.
He was mentored by Bruce Lee himself.
One of my best friends, one of my brothers that passed away, he went to his school when he was younger, and he helped train him a little bit. And I think that was an awesome to him. What were you gonna say?
Chuck was mentored by Bruce Lee himself, so.
R.I.P. Chuck, a.k.a. Cordell Walker, says J-Max.
Yep. But if Katie, are you still here? Hold on 1 minute. Boss lady needs some help.
No problem.
This is just a supplement that I'm having on.
Welcome, Chris Ryan Flowers. Welcome.
Yeah, pull up your account on your phone and see if it's there.
Yeah, Katie is still here.
Okay. We can see if he has anything he wants to say. If not, we'll move on to the show. Chris Flowers, thank you for tuning in, my friend. How have you been? It's been forever since I've heard from you, brother.
Yes, rest in peace to a man that's an inspiration to many a generation of people. Chris Ryan Flowers, I shouted him up as he joined in. Billy stated, one of my personal favorites is Lone Wolf McQuaid. Funnily enough, one of my friends used to call me that because I had the same 1,000 yards there.
There you go.
Do you want to say anything else on Chuck Norris or anybody else in the comments?
No, those words are shot.
Hang on a
Chris
second,
said this
guys.
to you, Perry. He said, been good. It has been a while.
Good. We should chat sometime. Hang on one second.
No problem.
You should be able to view it in the app.
Doesn't give me the option to.
Okay. So what we may have to do is call your bank tomorrow and get the routing number wrote down, and we'll fill it out then.
I watched
Okay.
Chuck Norris shows and movies when I was very young, like 5 or 6 old. Definitely enjoyed his movies. Very inspirational. Well said, KD. Well said, man.
Mm-hmm.
He did inspire a generation, and he helped inspire many, many people. And the news broke a lot of people. It really was like shocking, really shocking.
It's definitely one of the harder hitting celebrity deaths that I've been hearing about recently, and especially in the last 3 years.
Oh gosh. Look at those wave of people that we have lost like every year and like that are still going right now today. Like look at the beginning of the year, we lost like 4 people or 6.
Yeah.
BPW said he's gonna miss Walker giving him the boot. Amen.
Yeah, he was known for his roundhouses.
That's where Aleister Black got it from.
I wouldn't be surprised.
My main inspirations to do martial arts were as follows: Power Rangers, Karate Kid, Ninja Turtles, and last but simply not least, Chuck Norris himself. Yes, he probably inspired the people there as well, because look who he was trained by too, as Terry stated, Bruce Lee.
Beep, 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 beep.
I think they want to get on the action too. Maybe they miss Chuck Norris.
I don't know. It's interesting. We've had 3 of them hatch on the day that Chuck passed.
Well, I would imagine you guys still have more coming, right?
Hopefully. We've been having some issues with the incubators as we had gotten the new one and we wasn't exactly familiar with it. And then this one that we are using for the hatchery, it's simple user error. I wasn't getting the humidity high enough when we set the eggs, so some of them are kind of shrink wrapped. So we're just going to play it by ear, assist in hatching where needed, and go from there. So,
yeah.
Without further ado, I think we should talk about the card now. Kind of get off the depressing subject.
I have to finish what Billy was saying so he can get out what he said last. Bruce is another one of my heroes. Also, you mentioned it all-star kind of looks like him, so I can't help out wonder now if maybe he's taking some inspiration himself. Indeed.
Boss Lady has an announcement she wants to make, and y'all can give her congratulations. And this wouldn't have happened without all of you.
We just got monetized. That's all I can say. Bye.
Is that everybody? BPW is monetized.
I want to say thank you to everybody for her. She's been working incredibly hard for this. We have her Twitch channel monetized now, which means that she can start earning a little bit of money on this stuff.
Good job. Great way to do so. You and Lou are both monetized. Freaking, you guys grinded for that, and you guys finally made it. A big congratulations.
I'm not. Her channel is. I could care less about me being monetized because I'm not streaming as much as she is, but she's worked hard for this.
I said Lou and her.
I'm sorry. I misunderstood you.
Yeah, I said Lou and her. Unless you're Lou secretly. Are you Lewis?
I'm not the right color.
Hey.
I don't have the right attitude or lip size either.
But people are saying congratulations in the comments. Katie, of course, Mike, And Billy, all congratulations. And you said very happy for her. Definitely, she deserves it. And yes, she does. She's been grinding 3 to 4 shows a week. Damn, bro. And also doing Phasmo on the side. There we go.
Well, this just means the road has just begun. She's going to have to keep up with that streaming. She can't just slack off of it. She's got to keep going with it. So, everybody continue to support her, be there for her streams, and help her out. That's all I'm going to ask of you.
And before we get to the show, I do want to say the voting that I posted in the chat, the final time to vote or change up your vote will be Saturday after we go live with Takedown after the ladies pay-per-view. That's when I'm shutting down the polls.
Absolutely.
Yes. Mary has been dealing with so much. Finally, life gives her a bush, says Billy.
We definitely need it. But
and you got a job too the same day that she got monetized. So I mean, look at that.
We both been praying and working our butts off to get this to do right. So this is big, and we have all of you to thank. Without y'all tuning in to watch her and supporting her, this would not have happened. Period. So thank you sincerely. When she started this little idea of doing her little VTuber model and stuff, it was a battle because she wanted to quit so many times. I told her, keep going, you've got your audience. She was like, but I don't sound cutesy like the other women, I don't blah 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 blah. I told her, it don't matter, there's an audience for any type of content out there. Your audience will find you. You don't have to have the same audience as somebody else does.
Yeah.
You find your own identity.
Yeah, make your own thing. Don't care what other people are doing. Like, heck, you're your own individual.
Yes. Oh, she's tuned in now, so I think we should get started with the show.
I love you guys very much. You guys are some of the greatest friends I've ever had, says Billy. We love you too, Billy.
Yep.
Well, Vixen's Flame started off with a bang, and what a way it did, with a great kickoff between Cora Hellion and Chaotica, with Cora Hellion walking away victorious. And I thought this was a great clash to kick off the show, like I said. And both ladies looking for something to prove, and they always go out there and prove it. And it could have gone either way, but Cora got the best of it. Congrats to both ladies, but Cora looking like she wants to do big things come the pay-per-view. Carrie?
Yes, this match was absolute banger. I was able to watch the whole thing. It was wonderful. But before that, we had a bang even before the match. AJ Scott came through with a killer intro for Vixen's Flames. So everybody in here, give proper respects to AJ. Absolutely phenomenal work on Vixen's Flame intro.
And not just that, but the music in general for TPW.
Yes, absolutely. So everybody give proper respects to AJ. But this match, this was a clash between two upcoming talents, very similar size, very similar in approaching to the matches. This was definitely a clash between two up-and-coming greats. And I loved seeing this match, and I would love to see this rivalry continue.
ESP said, that's my wife, Awu, and that video is absolutely fire, giving praise to AJ, Haiti giving love to Mary. It's always good to see a team come together, and we got a big team in the management, and Jay does our videos for the before shows and stuff, and I can't wait to see what they do for the Vixen's Flames pay-per-view tomorrow, and I can't wait to see what Cora and Chaotica do next. Oh? I am not sure where he went. Hello?
You fell out.
Facebook on its crap again. I'm sorry.
It happens to the best of us. And welcome, Skaggs Charles. Hello, sir. I hope you're well. And the boss lady said AJ has put in so much and simply cannot thank him enough. And I hope we do see AJ in here when we can, when he does get here.
Agreed.
Now, after that banger of a matchup, we had another banger between Miraculous Michaela versus Riley the Ripper, and Riley walked out victorious. But I do want to point out this was a long time coming, because after Michaela won that U.S. title, Riley and her didn't really interact as much after that. They had a few war words, but other than that, they didn't really interact much. So this was kind of like a revisit to something that could be. But in the end, Riley walked out victorious in another banger of a matchup. Carrie?
Agreed. This was another great match of competitors who were equal size and equal ability in the ring. They don't have the same fighting style, but equal ability in that ring. And I think it goes without saying, both have had titles respectively, and they put on a clinic. There was no shame in whoever won or lost that match.
Indeed. And this was a great, like, this whole show from start to finish, like, all the ladies put out something to prove. And welcome the music producer of TPW himself, AJ Scott. Hello, sir.
Welcome, AJ. Welcome, Susie. We see you in there. We didn't acknowledge her, though, so hello, Susie.
I did. You didn't.
Well, I didn't, so I'm sorry.
Yeah. Good stuff, good stuff. Great matchup. And I would love to see these two face off again in the future.
Absolutely. That'd be a wonderful match.
KD said, yeah, Michaela made one miss up when she went for the Superwoman punch and it didn't connect. Riley capitalized and got the win. Well said, KD.
That's what happens in the matches and in our business, you know. All it takes is one mess up and the match is done.
And after that matchup it was Olive Puff, who we haven't really seen in a little bit now, but it's good to see her back, and versus Laura Little, with Laura Little walking away victorious. And this was also a banger of a matchup. I mean, it's always good to see both ladies, and Laura Little has definitely found her way here in TPW. Carrie?
I'm going to speak on this one both in and out of character. In character, great match. I honestly didn't expect Laura to win as easily as she did. You know, Olive Puff is a tough cookie. Out of character, for the family of Olive Puff, I want to try to feature Olive more in the shows because they deserve it. You know, they deserve to see the memorial of their daughter. So we definitely want to try to have her in more on equal footing, because we don't want to put her against people that are just going to absolutely smear her, if that makes sense. So we're being really choosy about the matches on which we put Olive in, but I do want us to try to feature her more.
Laura Jaw is a MMA fighter. Laura Jaw tries not to cause damage, says Adrian.
But yeah, it's with Olive, her matches are bittersweet because we know what she's here for.
And here comes the music producer himself. Welcome, AJ.
AJ, congrats on another banger intro video and song. Thank you so much for that. You've done amazing work, my friend.
Yeah, and it's been so rewarding. I'm not gonna say rewarding because I've looked for no rewards for this. You know, I find joy making stuff like this because I tend to get such a creative mind, and once that mind starts turning creative, it doesn't stop. And I had to be like, hey, I gotta put this to use for someone or for anybody. So for me to do this for you guys, it has been very rewarding for myself. Not materialistic, but for my heart because I knew I can. I said I had to find something that will help this company and my family out. So this is a huge honor for myself and for everyone that's on this roster. So I've been having fun with it. Everybody's been enjoying it. So as long as it's putting smiles on y'all's faces, I'm already satisfied.
Thank you. Thank you, AJ. You do amazing work. We're on the match between Olive Pup and Laura Little. Do you want to speak on that?
Now with this match here, but surprisingly, I'm gonna say this: I am not familiar with Miss Laura Little. This is probably the second time I've seen her within the last few months on television. Um, but I have seen her skills, and it shows that she is nothing to play with in this matchup. Um, two unfamiliar faces for me. So for me to watch something brand new that I haven't seen before was something to be awestruck about.
Thank you for
Because
that,
like I said
AJ.
before,
What was that?
oh, I was saying like I said before, like the women's roster is always evolving and always having new females and young superstars come in. So for me to see something brand new and from them is something obviously very special.
Well said. Great matchup between, like we said, we all want to see Olive Puff more. I feel Laura has really found herself here in TPW, and I guarantee Olive will as well. There's still a great chance, and who knows what will happen at the pay-per-view. We still don't know the cards, so we possibly could see Olive there and Laura there, but that remains to be seen. Um, Next up was Susie versus Nikki, and this was actually a great one too. In the end, it was Nikki walking out victorious, but take away from neither lady. Both ladies are very agile, athletic, and gifted. Carrie, you want to speak on this?
This was a beautiful match from start to finish, including how it came about. Nikki, as a professional athlete, went to Susie asking for a match, wanting to learn from her, and literally taking it upon herself to find that learning tree, find that one person to learn from, and I believe she did with Susie. And the outcome of the match was very surprising. I know Nikki is on a roll, but this is Susie we're talking about. Susie is not a pushover. She just beat Medea for those pearls and everything. So, with that in mind, Nikki, she stepped up to the big guns tonight, and she proved that she's ready to run with the big guns. So let's hope she continues to learn from this learning tree that Susie can help develop her further into what I believe could be tomorrow's next big champion.
Well said. Well said. And last time, Mickey, she won gold on MTM, and like you said, Susie won those pearls. So this was it could have gone either way matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. AJ?
Now with this matchup, I can't be too biased because little Nicky now is technically technically my little sister. So I really have to give props to my younger sister, um, because she has really stepped up to the plate when it comes down um to the women's roster. She shows that she deserves to be here, and for her to step out for the family name, it proves that not only just her that everybody else can do it, but she can do it too. So for me to end with that note, I think that I'm very proud of her, and I can't wait for her to prove exactly why that she belongs here and being a part of my generation.
There's a lot to go on going forward. The heritage of this company, like I stated before, has been built on women, and tonight was a tribute and a send off to Alex and Wafina. And I hope they were very praised with what they saw tonight from every single matchup. And yeah, yeah. Thank you for your thoughts, AJ. Thank you for your thoughts, Carrie. And we move on to another matchup that took place between Mazakim Black, I hope I said that right, versus Anomaly, with Anomaly walking away victorious. Carrie, you want to speak on this?
This match is where I started having to start prepping for cooking and everything. From what I saw, Anomaly, she decimated this match. Okay? From what I saw, she let out every bit of anger and frustration that she's had building up. And I felt so bad for Mazakine on this. Anomaly proving a point that she will not be denied, and just straight up embodying the definition and the phrase that hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Well said. Kind of like what Paul Heyman says, FAOF, fuck around, find out. FAOF.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. AJ?
You know, for this matchup that happened tonight, this was another standard to prove, and it showed that my I'm a step carry for a second, but it showed that my mother at the time she knows it's been so long that I've seen my mother in action. You know, she taught me how to wrestle. So for her to step inside the ring and me watching her do her thing, and it's truly awe-inspiring because it's been so long since I've actually seen her wrestle and step inside the ropes. So for me to witness again and learn from her, just trying to teach me ways to be a better wrestler, it has been it's been a very good match from the start and from the end.
Welcome, Lewis West and Angelina West and some of the other West kids. The boss lady said, now I recall last week the men saying they were outdoing the ladies. Think again, guys.
Oh, Lord.
Hey.
Eventually, this is going to lead into a pay-per-view where it's men versus women.
I know Eddie has suggested that into the past to his sister. He has suggested that many times to her.
On Mixed Tag Mayhem pay-per-view next week.
Oh, do you guys hear that from the boss lady?
He said it will be taking place on the Mixed Tag Mayhem pay-per-view, men versus women.
War Games match.
That's got to definitely kick off. That means Eddie and the boss lady got to get together, pick their teams up.
Wow.
I think that's a territory I don't want to step in.
I mean, you've already stepped into it before, man.
Here we go.
Luther said, hold up. Maze held her own, too.
And I'm not going to hold that one. I ain't going to take that one away from her either. I feel like I've never seen, this is another talent that I'm not familiar with, but to see her in the ring for the very first time through my eyes, she is a very worthy opponent. And I am proud to finally see her in this match. For her to do something that completely, it's not lighthearted. I would say this, wrestling is not for the lighthearted, and not everyone can get into it. So for the ones that come in here and the thing that they can do it is something truly special. And that match proves that for me watching someone for the first time, it's like, hey, that's good talent right there. So I can't deny both ladies. I can't be biased because one's my mother and I really can't be prejudiced here. but both ladies did really well in that match. It was something to really be proud of.
Well said. And Carter said, I guess the snake didn't learn her lesson after Scylla beat her ass. At first, I thought he was referring to Viper.
Yeah, I was going to ask him to elaborate on that, please.
Yeah, I thought that's what he was talking about too.
I thought he was talking about Viper, but I don't see Viper on this card.
Yeah, I don't see what Viper had to do with anything. That's why I said just, could you please elaborate, Carter? While we wait on that, the next match was Domina versus Case. And Boss Lady said it best. There was a whole lot of cake in that match. And Case came out with a very impressive win over Domina.
It was an interesting back and forth.
It was, from what I could see. This is the part where I'd started cooking, so, you know, y'all going to have to fill in some of the details and the blanks.
Well, I mean, what more could we say besides it was a great back and forth? Either lady could have had it, and both ladies are very impressive in their own right. Domina is evil as always. Cass, not saying that she couldn't be evil, but hey, anything can happen, right? But she's like, I like to see it when ladies come in on their own and come through and have definitely made a place here for them. And so Viper was throwing shots during the match. Luther asked her to stop. She didn't. During Domina's match, she kept on.
Really? So Viper was throwing shade during the Mazikeen and Anomaly match?
The Mazikeen and Case. No, the Domino. I think it's not Cass match.
Okay, I'd have to go back and read and see, considering that I do play Scylla out. This is.
Did you hear me make a comment about spit wads?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
That's what that was.
Okay, I'll have to go back and check it all out and stuff, because I can say this: as far as Scylla goes, she's done with Viper. She's done with everybody saying poor pitiful Viper. She didn't deserve that stuff. So. She's done being called the bad guy for sticking up for what she felt was right, so she's just done.
I'm not going to put my hands on a woman unless it's scheduled, says Carter. Well, you're going to have a chance to on MTM.
Now, see, me and Carter can definitely go hand in hand with that one.
Well, depending on
if have the same motives.
He's chosen for a team, that is, or a specific match. That's yet to be seen.
Now, that's a man I can respect right there. Carter, that's a man I can respect. Because there's a lot of guys that will go in the ring and just beat up on a woman with no regard, bro. I'm telling you.
Well, if you go back
for
and
another man to say that and have that same mindset, but then again will go in that ring unless he absolutely has to, and then go in, walk out, and get it over with, like I had to do the other night.
Well, if y'all go back to your contract,
another lady coming Medea, but as Blind Man said, watch out for that prostate. Sorry, Carrie.
You're good. If you look at y'all's contracts, it states that this company is an intergender company, and y'all will at times be expected to face ladies. So there you go.
You know, that was my first ever intergender match. So for me to go through that for the first time, you know, that was something different. You know, I didn't feel like I had the whole bag, but it was another emotional roller coaster I had to go through. So it's really different. Because most intergender matches are really different between people. So for me to go through that the first time, I had mixed feelings about it. So I can't really give you a solid answer for that for my first mixed tag team or mixed intergender match like that. Especially if it was in a steel cage match. You still hurting. I'm hurt. My arm hurts still for that. My kidney hurt.
Well, you of all people, AJ, should know these ladies are no one to scoff at in that ring. They get in there and they show they got more balls than some of the guys around here.
Who you tell? My kid's 30. Had a key right in 2 days.
Can we leave Raph out of that? He loves himself some women surprising. He didn't say I want a burrito. Oh my God. Ralph is
Oh my
always saying
God.
that. You encourage it, Lewis. But before we even talk about Ralph
Get
anymore,
that
AJ, give us your thoughts on the match between Domina and Case, sorry.
Now, with Case, the Moist. We know that the Moist is growing more and more every single day. And I feel like with these are two strong names. And it's very different to see two major family names like this come in and just straight up try to take control almost immediately. But both sides of the family can be strong, but it has to come down with Case and Dominion. Very, very familiar with Dominion. I'm not going to touch base on that one because no, I'm not going to touch that one. But me and Case, we have had a match. We had a few matches back and forth in a different time, in a different era. So I'm very familiar with Case. You cannot sleep on Case because he will find a way to slide through any crack or crevice. As soon as you start letting up, that's when he will truly take control.
Well said. Well said. Was an interesting encounter between both ladies. I personally wouldn't mind seeing them face off again sometime in the future. But we still got that pay-per-view tomorrow, so anything could happen.
Yes.
And after that, Scylla's already been brought up once or twice tonight about, and she was in this next contest as it was a Hell in a Cell. Wolfie and Scylla versus Doom, Britt Graves and Angelina. And in the end, it was Wolfie and Scylla walking away victorious, overcoming the team that is hard to beat. But Wolfie and Scylla are no easy task either. They are warriors. They are gladiators. That's what this company was built on. And it was a great, great matchup. Carrie?
I did get to watch this match as I was cooking because the burgers were cooking slow at this moment, and it was a great match, bloodshed on both sides, if I'm not mistaken. But Wolfie said it best. This was not a champion or a match for championships. It wasn't a match for pride. It was simply a match where a couple of people were running their mouths and getting their mouths bigger than their asses could cash, and Wolfie said it was time to put boots to asses, and that's exactly what Wolfie and Scylla did in that match. That's taking nothing away from Angelina and Britt. They're tough competitors, but sometimes you gotta watch that mouth of y'all's, especially in wrestling.
Well said. AJ?
Now, I'm gonna be really biased about this because I take pride in my family name. And tonight, all three of my mothers, I have three mothers now, which is actually insane. I have, so all three mothers came out on top tonight, in my opinion. Now, with Wolfie and Miss Silk, wow. I can't say I did not, what's the word I was looking for? I expected nothing less from this Scylla and Wolfie. They already have that connection where, hey, we got to go in there and get the job done. And they showed just that tonight. And you got to have that connection with the tag partner, because if you don't have that connection with the tag partner, it's not going to work. So with matches of this caliber, you really have to be on the same page with the tag team partner. If you're not on the same page, then match is not going to work out as you want it to be. You can either get the win or either both take a loss. But it shows that love trumps overall in this matchup, and the connection between Wolfie and Miss Scylla will stay strong as it always was.
You make a good point there. And both teams, I think I could safely say, Britt and Angelina may not be in love, but they definitely have a great cohesive unit going. as we've seen time and time again. Like, they've been practically unstoppable. Then they met Wolfie and Scylla. But as the old saying goes, nothing is unbeatable. Is how you put it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And that was a great way to go in as it led us on to our co-main event, which was another tag. And it was between the LWO, Miss K and HB versus Miranda and Jada, where the LWO walked out victorious. Terry?
I can't really comment on this match and give proper respect to both because I wasn't able to really watch it much, nor was I able to really watch the main event much.
Understood. AJ?
You know, and I'm not going to comment on something that I don't know.
Okay. That makes sense. AJ?
Now, it was a back and forth match between both teams the entire time. You know, but I hear my cousin. When it comes down to both teams, I believe that the LWO has something to more focus on. I'm going to put my personal thoughts aside because everyone knows how I feel about tag team division. I always highly favor the tag team division, no matter if it was the female or the male division, or mixed tag team, how that. You know, and it shows that how can I put this to words? Because you know how you root for someone, but you had the feeling that it will go a whole different way. I'm not going to say it like that because it sounds kind of more brash, but I believe when it comes down to Miranda and Jada, they know exactly what they're doing. It's just all out aggression from you or them. It's like a whole different type of person when you step inside of the ring with a tag team step. But I think both teams have to work to have an awesome team together for Vixen's plan, and I believe that one of these days both teams are going to succeed very well in playing tag team championships.
Well said. And Ralph, Danny, I want to breed her. Oh my God, Ralph. Wait, isn't Danny your sister? Are you talking about Danny Crucial? You better make that specific because I thought Danny was your sister. And Boss Lady told Ralph to go home. And Lewis said, if Angela, we all know that she won't stop. She gets that mouth from her mother's. Well, I guess. Chaotica smiles at everyone and waves happily, just being around everyone. Hello, Chaotica. We hope you're well. Great matchup.
That was my dear sister. My other sister.
And then it brought us to the big one to end it all at this night. It was a triple threat tornado tag. Vextra and Kaiba Justice versus Janice Tomahawk and Victoria Williams versus Mayday. And in the end, it was Victoria and Janice walking away victorious.
I have to correct you, Mr. Larry. It was a fatal four-way tornado tag sticks and tones match. It was Vex and Kaiba.
Sticks and tones, yeah.
Yeah, it was Vex and Kaiba versus Janice and Victoria versus Diamond and Danny versus Mayday.
Yes. But Victoria and Janice won.
Yes.
You want to speak on it?
I did see the ending of this match, and it was very, very impressive. Both Janice and Victoria were still in the match. Neither one of them got eliminated. So that has very high implications for their match going into the pay-per-view. They have all the fire that they need, and if the tag team champions aren't careful, they could be losing their belts.
I mean, you guys the Wolfie and Scylla kind of took away their momentum at that, so that kind of softened them up for their opponents in a sense.
I wouldn't say that per se. If they can refocus, we're going to have a hell of a war.
Well, I have no doubt that we're focused. I'm just saying the advantage looks like it went to them. Yeah. AJ?
And now with this, y'all know I was never a fan of multi-man matches. Y'all know how I feel about multi-man matches. But this, enjoying just watching a match, especially sticks and stones. You know what they say? You know what they say? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but in this matchup, I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of broken bones in this matchup. But who came out on top with a matchup like this, you will never know who will come out on top. Because in a fatal four-way matchup with weapons involved and balls everywhere, geez, we're talking about violence on top of carnage with K. You know, so you will never know who will come out on top of this match, and eventually only one had to come out on top. And it was the Bombshell Vixen that came out on top tonight. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, it's Vindicated Force.
Vindicated Force, according to Boss Lady.
I'm getting one of them mixed up. Vindicated Force getting the win tonight. It shows that all of these women on this roster are proving themselves that they can go to the. I'm not going to say prove themselves because they already know that they can go that far just to prove a point that I'm here and I am who I am and what I say I am. All of those women did a good job tonight. I don't care who won or lost it. How far these women are willing to go and take in a match caliber. I mean, you will never see many people go into a matchup like this and have a straight up and straight through a falls count in the ring. Because everything hurts. I'm not going to sugarcoat about it. You might come out of this match hurt. At this type match, you physically hurt and may never feel the same. So for the women to go out there and do what they do in a match of this caliber, I can say that I'm very proud of every single woman that participated in the main event. Every single one.
Thank you for that, AJ. Thank you. And it was a crazy way to end off the show, as now we got our contenders for the tag titles, and tomorrow is the pay-per-view. I would imagine it's around the same time as usual.
Should be, unless Boss Lady has another idea on when the start time will be.
Unless he gets too excited and starts it early.
I think we're aiming for about the same time.
Okay. Here's that, y'all.
That excitement goes. Once you get that excitement and that drive and that creative drive, you don't want to stop, or you just want to do it earlier than what you wanted. I know I had a couple of cases like that.
And AJ, you made a theme song for this pay-per-view, yeah?
Oh, I did. Yes.
We look forward to it debuting. Do not give it away right now.
I'm not going to give it away. See? He almost caught me lacking. See? He almost caught me lacking. I almost gave it away. Almost. Nearly. We do. And it's going to be posted very soon as I get the permission. We have so many plans. We have so much to do. Well, we don't have so much to do because I've been on top of it. But out of character, this is just me, producer. We have done so much for this brand to make sure that we're on top for 2026. And we're not even halfway through the year yet. And we have done so much for the community. And our community is so strong for us to do that. What we do. And I have had the honor to witness and experience something like this. And everyone has worked very hard to give us some entertainment for people. And and it couldn't make me happier to do this for the community and for our people. So for this to mean so much, because every song I make, I put my heart into. There's not one I'm like, hey, we're just gonna send it to them. No, I put my heart, soul, and health because I want to make sure that the crowd and fans think so, because they already know if something goes down, there's something else that's bound to happen. So for me to witness and experience all of this is only just the beginning. Sadly, this is not my best. This is only the beginning.
Well said. Thank you for that, AJ. Everybody stay tuned for tomorrow. And I think we went over everything that we need to regarding the shows that happen today and tomorrow. And I think it's fitting that we get into the subject that me and Carrie had to talk about earlier.
I
Carrie,
agree.
I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna let you speak first because I'll go off. So you go.
All right. So to give everybody a heads up, this is now out of character time.
Yes.
We've been seeing issues, and I'm actually going to bring the camera a little closer where you guys can see me better. We've had a lot of issues lately with people complaining about not getting the matches they want, about it's about getting mad about results of matches and things of that like. Everybody here, we are a community based on love and respect for each other first and foremost. This is just a game, number one. Number two, you have no reason to get mad about any results because, again, it is a game. We cannot control what the AI does at all. We play these matches fair. We have always played them fair. What you send us is what we put in. Unless you tell us to make changes, we don't touch your characters. Period. We also have had, not recently, but we've had issues in the past where somebody would lose a match and immediately they want to change something about their character. That's not how this works, because that ends up being a lot of excess work just because you're impatient or you don't like to lose, or you want to be dominating. You don't want anybody to beat your characters. And I'm going to state something else in this that I myself am guilty of as well. When it comes to role-playing your characters, okay, we're all for having fun and showing that you are a dominant presence. But when you're role-playing with another person, and I'm guilty of this too, do not just disregard somebody's efforts and actions and override them. For example, I'm going to tell you the most recent one, the clowns going on here lately. Slappy had a run-in with Wolfie, and this was on me. I should have let Wolfie do more than I allowed her to do with Slappy instead of him taking a little bit and then running off. Yes, he's a coward, okay? But at the same time, what that did was it discouraged Mary from wanting to do anything else with the clowns. And I take full responsibility on my part for that. And this ain't the only time I've been guilty of this. I did the same thing with Solus. I'm going to work on getting better, but we are a family, for lack of a better term. We respect each other, we see each other's efforts, and this getting mad because a result for a match didn't go your way, or you put out all these promos and then all of a sudden you lose and you get down on yourself and you're upset and you go to a dark place and you send your characters off the deep end. There's no sense in that. You know, wins and losses happen, especially in a game and in an environment like this.
We don't control the AI. We don't control it.
Exactly. Do not take these wins and losses to heart. And the next part I'm going to say, I'm not going to say who, but the person knows who I'm talking about. All right. In the previous company, they felt if they wasn't putting forth enough effort, that if they wasn't winning matches, that they would not be booked on the cards. We don't operate like that. You put forth the effort, you're going to be on the card regardless, win or loss. Okay? We try to fit the most active in first and foremost. And we've not had any complaints.
See, that's the thing. I have GMs on each brand, and every card that is submitted is subject to change due to what I deem proper or improper. And I, for one, am a equal opportunity EFED operating person, okay? Like, if you're going to be putting in the time, you're going to role play, you're going to promo, you're going to be there at the show, doing all this stuff, that I don't care how good or bad your call is, it's going to be there. I'm not going to out anybody because we're all in this together. Every chain is as strong as its weakest link.
Correct.
And we ain't cutting out the weak links. We're just going to make them stronger, so...
That's what we do as a community. We're not like the previous feds where if you don't show up, you're not going to get put on the card. If you ain't putting in enough effort to kiss ass, more or less, of management, that you're not going to be put on the card. You show up, you do your best, you're going on the card regardless. Do not think that just because you get on a losing streak with your character that we're not going to book you. That's not how we work. In my opinion, storylines, losses yield more growth than wins. When you're winning everything, where do you go? How do you grow? How do you do better? How do you evolve your character? Losses are just as important as wins. So they're on equal footing. So just because you lose doesn't give you the right to be pissed off. And I'm going to pick on a few others here. No names are given. If you get into the mind frame that losing all the time is not fun, and you decide you want to just give up, that's not the right mind frame. You're in here to have fun. You're in here to enjoy your time, and more importantly, you're in here to enjoy being with the community. I get that a lot of people get competitive over this game. We are not that kind of company, you know. So I'm going to stop rambling because at this point I'm repeating. Just know that even if you go on a horrible losing streak, as long as you're putting forth the effort, you're going to be put on the cards. And just because certain people don't respond to a post you might do for starting a storyline, keep trying. Because what a lot of people will do is they'll be like, oh, hey, people are active. Let me get in here and throw in my story. And then it gets buried in all the fluff because so much is going on at once. It's not that we don't see. It's when you decide to put your story in amongst all the others and everybody is already doing something, and then you get discouraged because nobody is seeing your promos. You know, pick your times. Okay, if you see it slow, post your promo, tag somebody, especially if there's a specific person that you want to rival or match with or to see said post. We all have daily lives as well. This is a game. This is an escape. So don't get discouraged. If you really want somebody to see, reach out and private message them and say, hey, I wrote this promo. It got lost in all the other stuff. I really want to do something with you, and see if that person will work with you. Me and Eddie, okay, great example. With these clowns, we went back and forth in private messages before and made sure we were happy and made the post actually in the roleplay chat to where it's there, it wasn't lost, but we were doing that, and we would include, most people who were going to play a role in it. Yes, the clowns pick on Tpew and pick on Wolfie and drive her crazy without her realizing what's going on. But the fact of the matter is, we collaborated together off screen so we didn't lose our data. So don't be afraid to message somebody. If they don't respond back, move on to somebody else. Don't get discouraged, and don't think that your stuff isn't good enough. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Larry. Are we the only two still in here, or is AJ still in here?
Yeah, we're the only two.
Okay, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to turn it over to you now.
Like Carrie stated at the beginning of his talk, thank you for that, Carrie. I'm out of character, Brandon. Now, I personally feel if you're getting mad over a video game, you should not be in here. Get out of the community. If you feel you have to be God, get out of here. Go find something to do with your life. That's what I feel. And this is a hobby. It is not a lifestyle. And if you feel you're in a lifestyle, go actually do something for real. Go actually be a real pro wrestler. But we're not real pro wrestlers. We're a gaming community trying to have fun. That's really just what I'm going to say before I say anything else. But that's really the most I want to say. This is a game. We're supposed to be having fun. Don't ruin it for people.
Exactly. So, for those of you who are getting mad because your characters lose, let it go. Alright, you're here with the community, you're here to have fun. Don't ruin it for others. We've had that before in previous company where people took things too seriously, and it never ends well. Okay, it discourages everybody, and it messes up the whole morale. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And this is us giving a firm talking to everybody in the community. We're not pointing fingers at anybody.
Exactly.
If you know that you've done this, it's up to you to fix it.
Yeah.
You all know who you are. Exactly.
I've seen people do it in many other chats, and I see them get really pissed about it. What the fuck, man? What are you doing about cat? All this, that, and the other. And I'm like, really? You're mad because you lost? Okay, maybe you should find a different life, man. Like, this is supposed to be a fun thing, this ain't no lifestyle. If this is really your life, I feel bad for you. I really do.
And nobody has an OP character in this community. Exactly. Everybody can be beaten. Pure and simple. Don't make somebody feel bad because their character is on a roll.
Yeah. Well said. Now, some comments here were made. If you don't mind us going through this before we get off of your character, to be honest, if your character wins too much, you're more likely to get booed. Look what happened to Mason Dixon in the movie Rocky Balboa, says Billy. And AJ said, I do want to appreciate you guys for talking about this. This is not competitive EFED, and this is a family. Winning isn't everything, and it makes the storylines better when things don't go to plan. We are one of the few communities that encourage others in and out of the community. One reason I made Dark Side of EFED so people can express this stuff, but I brought this up to Carrie before I even went with it and dropped a bombshell on him, be like, hey, Carrie, let's talk about this. But I wanted to talk to him since he is my partner, and me and him talk a lot. We've collaborated quite a bit, like you said. It wasn't just a clown thing. We've collaborated with Urkel and Waldo. We even were going to do something with Urkel and Kaida as like a little funny scene, or like just like something like emotional, But I always try to go to people that I work with. And Carrie's not the only one I have. I've talked to KD. I've talked to J-Mac. I've talked to AJ. I've talked to my sister over there, Mary, who I consider my sister. Love you for life. Love you all for life, for real. Freaking, I actually try to talk to people. And if there is something bothering y'all, let's talk it out. If you guys want to do a story, like Carrie said, go talk to that person. It's not like we're going to come at you and be like, no, bro, I don't want to do a story with you. Just come to us.
And even if somebody says no, Don't take it as a discouragement. They may just be busy either in character with their characters or in real life where they can't put their focus into the story. If you at some point want to end a story and you know it's not going anywhere, don't be afraid to do so. It's your characters. It's your right. Just like it's your right to either accept or deny role-playing with somebody else. If there's somebody who wants to do a story and you just cannot stand them for whatever reason, and I hope there's nobody in this community like that, you have the right to say no. And if they keep pestering you, come to us. We will set things straight.
That shit will be shut down real quick.
Mm-hmm. We don't tolerate
bullying.
that here.
Exactly. We've seen people, I'm going to say it out loud, I've seen people, because of cyberbullying, lose their life because of it. And it's not fun. It's not cool.
Mm-mm. So we're not going to tolerate any of that here.
Exactly.
Okay? And we're not going to tolerate people getting all butt hurt because they lose a match, or they take their cause to dark places because they're on a losing streak, and it bring down the morale of everybody. You know, it's one thing to play a dark character and to turn heel. It's a whole other thing to be a poor pitiful me case. There's a big difference.
Exactly. Do you have anything you else want to say, Carrie, or are we good?
We have some more comments here. Billy says winning isn't everything. That's basically what I was trying to say. I agree there. I don't want my character to win every single bloody match. There's always how you learn, and it builds a storyline. And then KD says, agree, winning will get boring after a while, so losing is very good to take notes for your losses and mistakes. It builds character.
Also, it will help others grow and get better and get themselves known in the company, so that another great reason to lose, just put on a show and have fun. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You know, we can't be an actual wrestling promotion where we go in and script who wins or loses. But what we can control is how people react to these situations. And that's what we're doing. That's why I said earlier we're taking care of some damage control today and some things like that.
Yep.
And if you find that you don't have time to roleplay all your characters, do us a favor. We have very limited space. Dwindle down your characters. If you have a bunch of fluff characters that aren't doing anything and you don't have anything in your mind for them, let us know so we can make room, because Tpew is growing. Okay? In the past 2 weeks, we've had 2 or 3 new people join. And I hate saying, specifically hearing Mary say, we don't have room. Okay? I've cut down a lot on my characters because of time and so others can join. So I'm going to ask humbly for anybody who is playing multiple characters, pick the ones you know you're going to play, and then discard the rest so that we can have room.
And simple. Well,
you know,
with that being said,
try to think of the community as a whole, not just yourself.
Yeah. Thank you, Carrie, for expressing. Thank you. And thank you to all those in the comments that expressed. Stay tuned for tomorrow, and we're going to end it right here with, we hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.
Have a good one.